Okay, so today I have to make a video for my CIS 105 class. And I'm going to show you how to make some simple fingerless gloves. To start off, you need to do a small slip-knot, so just a loop, and then pull the skew end, the part that's attached to the yarn, through and wrap it around the hook. I'm using an eye hook. It just gives you a little bit of a thicker knot and weave, so it will go by faster. And it's also, for me, easier as a beginner. When I went to hook the yarn, the hook's bigger. So to wrap the yarn around your fingers, you just around your pinky, up, over the two middle fingers, and then around your pointer. Okay? And that's just to give you some tension while you're doing the work. What you're going to want to do is start with a chain stitch, so just loop and pull. And we're going to do this for 31 stitches. 7, 8. Happens when you slip out of it. And when you're moving past, you tend to do that a lot. Okay, so there's 31 stitches. And the reason I chose 31 is if you lay it across your hand from this knuckle, okay, if I can get this without dropping it, from that knuckle down your wrist, they'll give you the length of how long your glove's going to be. So you can do it longer or shorter, all depending on you. Now, to start, you're going to skip the first stitch and go into the second one, and you're going to single crochet all the way across in that top loop. And you might want to count again as you're doing this, just so you know you went all the way across. You can also use a marker. They sell them at Joann's for, I don't know, $2 for about 20 of them. And you would just hook it onto the very last stitch. Other than that, a paper clip or a safety pin also works. I've used all of them in a pinch. It just depends on what you have with you at the second more than anything. At some point you will get to the degree of not needing one. You'll be able to tell what's the end of a row, but until then it's a very easy way to be able to keep track. Also because you can lose count as you're starting to not focus on what you're doing when you get a little bit more used to doing the actual act of crocheting. Every once in a while you come to a knot that's a little bit tighter than the rest, so you have to fight with it. Or you could completely lose the knot. That happens too. So, I'm almost done with this first chain. It's taken me longer than I would have liked, but that's nerves, if you will. So, okay. So from here, after you're done with your single crochet all the way across, and you have your nice strip like that, you're going to chain 3 because what we're going to do is a double crochet for the rest. And it's a taller stitch, which means you need more room to start it out, or you're not going to get straight edges. So for a double crochet, you're going to wrap around the hook first, and then go through just the front loop, which is the loop closest to you, and then again wrap that around the hook, pull through the first 2. Let me go back and I'll show you. So when you do this, once you've gotten that, you're going to have 3 loops, and you're going to yarn on and pull through the first 2, and then pull through the next 2. And you're going to just keep doing that all the way through. Let me do a few stitches here so you have an idea when I show you, so you know what I mean by a thicker weave. So this here, only this part above my finger here is actually the double crochet. So this is single crochet and this is the double crochet. That's why I say that it's thicker. And you're going to continue with this all the way across, do 3 more chains and turn, and then just keep going back and forth. So I have been steadily stitching for 30 minutes. And I now have a nice big square. This is 13 rows of double stitching plus the extra, the chain and the extra single stitch row. The way you can tell if it's going to fit or be done is if you were to lay your hand across and then you pull over, it's going to line up and pinch together like that. Okay, so I know this is not the way you're technically supposed to do it, but the way I yarn off is do 1 chain, and then you pull that chain longer, scissors, cut, hold on to the piece that's actually attached and pull tight, and it's just like a regular knot. Now, to finish this, you're going to fold it in half, the needle, and thread that. Actually, yeah, you're going to thread this, and then in each single stitch, you're going to go through both loops on both sides, okay? And then just sew normally. You're going to want to try to make sure that you keep it as lined up as possible. So you go down through about, I want to say probably 4 or 5, but we'll see to be sure. So that's 5 stitches. Let's do 6. About 6 stitches. And then if you were to slide your hand into here, you can actually check and see if that's going to be good enough width, and that looks like it's good to me because it is between this knuckle and your thumb. Okay? And the next part is going to be trying to see about where. It's normally about 2 inches that you're going to leave a hole for the thumb. Okay? So given that, see this hole here is going to be where the thumb comes out, and that's about 2 inches, 1.5 inches, 2 inches. And then I'm going to knot off this end real quick. Okay, before I go ahead and do this side. Okay, and again, go ahead and knot that end. And now you just continue to sew through each one all the way down. Okay. For the people who are a little bit more advanced, you can also crochet these shut by doing the same hooking through both loops and then just single crochet across. It works just as well. It just gives you a little bit more of a designer edge, if you will. And then now I'm on the last one and I just need to tie off that one, cut off extra bits. Don't forget the one here in the middle. And it's done.